The definition of a breakfast cereal is a traditional breakfast food made from processed grains. As you can see above, this slide contains the serving size of each of the cereals. For Weet-Bix, the recommended serving size is 30 grams, which is roughly 2 biscuits. However, this is just a suggested serving size, and the average Australian, especially athletes, would have between 4 to 6 per day. This would mainly be to get a high amount of carbohydrates in a single meal. Secondly, all bran, the serving size is 45 grams, which is half a metric cup. The percentage daily intake on the packet is based on an average adult diet of 8,700 kilojoules. This means that individuals who have a higher daily kilojoule intake may need to consume more than the recommended serving. Lastly, Uncle Toby's Quick Oats has a recommended serving size of 40 grams. The percentage daily intake on the packet is also based on an average adult diet of 8,700 kilojoules. However, individuals' daily intake may need to be higher or lower than this, depending on their energy needs each day. Below are a few charts published by the New South Wales Centre for Public Health and Nutrition from a study where they looked at the comparison of short questions relating to the quantity and frequency of bread and cereal intake. The first chart shows the amount of cups of cereal the male and female populace have in New South Wales. The highest percentage for males was greater or equal to 1 cup, 35 grams, but less than 2, 75 grams. And the highest percentage for females was the same. In relation to our 3 cereals, the recommended amount for both All Bran and Uncle Toby's are just above the average amount for New South Wales, and Weet-Bix is slightly lower. The second chart reveals that nearly half the population, 49%, consumes breakfast cereal once a day or more, while 26.6% rarely or never consumed breakfast cereal. This slide shows the nutritional information on the back of each of the cereal packets. On the next slide, I will analyse this information further. In this slide, I have outlined the main macronutrients and energy of each cereal per serve, in order to further analyse the nutritional value of them. To start with, the cereal highest in kilojoules is Uncle Toby's Quick Oats. This is due to the high carbohydrate and fat levels in it per serve. In general, oats are very high in carbohydrates, which provide lasting energy for activities and exercise. And as you can see, the Uncle Toby's oats have the highest carbohydrate content out of the 3 cereals as well. The protein content is highest in the All Bran cereal. This is most likely due to the high wheat bran content in the cereal, which amounts to 85% of all the ingredients. However, the Weet-Bix is high in whole grain wheat, which is 97% of all its ingredients, but the protein content is 2.6 grams lower than the All Bran. This is because wheat bran is a lot denser and has higher gluten content compared to the whole grain, whereas with the Weet-Bix the bran has been removed during the production phase, which takes away a lot of the key fibre and nutrients in it. Lastly, the fat content is highest in the Uncle Toby's Quick Oats. This is again due to the fact that the oats are very high in dense carbohydrates. The carbohydrates are made up of 11% fibre and 85% starch. The starch in oats is different to starch in other grains and has a much higher fat content. This means that the oats have a higher fat total than the Weet-Bix and the All Bran.
Out of the 3 breakfast products we discussed, we believe that Uncle Toby's Quick Oats is the healthiest option. Oats are commonly a good source of energy as they provide high levels of carbohydrates, essential for long-lasting energy in exercise and fitness. Uncle Toby's Oats has the highest carbohydrate, energy and fat level out of all 3 cereals, as well as a balanced amount of protein. The carbohydrates provided in Uncle Toby's Oats supports a healthy lifestyle, as carbohydrates are an important source of nutrients such as calcium, iron and B vitamins. The high carbohydrate count is essential for a balanced diet and a healthy body. Cereal is only healthy if you choose the healthiest option, such as a healthy and well-balanced nutritional breakfast made of whole grains and low sugar. Cereals are usually filled with vitamins and minerals such as B vitamins and iron. Sugary cereals lack fibre and protein and are not the healthiest breakfast option. Many cereals are loaded with added sugars and are among the most popular processed foods with high sugar levels. This can create a negative impact on individuals' health, as a high sugar intake has been linked to obesity, chronic diseases, diabetes and cancer. As an individual starts their day with a high sugar-based cereal, it is inclined to drastically increase their blood sugar levels and insulin levels. This could lead to blood sugar crashing further into the day, causing the body to desire a high-carb meal, which over time can lead to obesity. In 2001 to 2004, the usual intake of added sugars for Americans was 22.2 teaspoons per day, which is 355 calories per day. Between 1970 and 2005, the average annual availability of added sugars increased by 19%, which added 76 calories to Americans' average daily energy intake. Over time, sugar has only become more accessible and has been linked to be one of the top reasons for the increase in obesity. Research has highlighted that many companies promote their brand to younger children by using bright colours and cartoon figures to attract kids' attention, as well as the increased amount of added sugars for sweetness. This increases the risk of obesity and health-related diseases in children. Research also suggests that cereal has a direct link with the increased risk of chronic diseases, such as cancer. An example of this is from the US National Library of Medicine. Their research provided information highlighting how there is a slight difference in breast cancer between young women and older women. This was distinguished by the younger women's diet being weaker, creating a possible link between sugar consumption and breast cancer insulin. The research provided suggests that over time, cereal can hinder health due to added sugars in popular cereals.
Breakfast can often provide up to 1/3 of your daily nutrients. It is very important for children to have a nutritious breakfast to give them the energy they need for the day and to help maintain and promote health, growth, and development. Cereals are a great way to get the nutrients needed without a large amount of fat. Children who eat cereal for breakfast tend to have nutrient levels with more similarity to recommendations than children who don't. It is important for children and adolescents to have high amounts of fiber and protein to aid development and a large energy intake to ensure there is enough energy stored to provide them the amount they need throughout the day. It is also important to limit the intake of sugar and total fats in children and adolescents, as it can lead to childhood obesity, a growing problem in today's society, which in turn can carry on into adulthood and cause more serious problems. From the 3 products in this presentation, All Bran would benefit children and adolescents most, as it contains the most amount of energy, protein and fiber, as well as being low in sugar and total fat content. Food, there always has to be precautions taken to maximize safety and prevent illness from poor food quality. Cereals such as those discussed in this presentation hold the ability to accommodate the growth of mycotoxins, or mold. These toxins can cause many adverse effects in humans throughout the whole body. This includes allergic reactions and anaphylaxis, gastrointestinal and carcinogenic diseases, as well as various infections. To maximize food safety with cereals, it is important to follow the instructions listed on the packaging. These are things such as what temperature and moisture level to store the food at, and in what time frame the product needs to be consumed to ensure the quality of the food is not compromised. Air temperature, pH, and water activity all affect how much, how fast, and if mold grows at all in the food. Most cereals have high amounts of carbohydrates present. Endurance athletes would benefit from eating cereals due to this. Endurance athletes favour high-carb diets because carbohydrates are the main source of fuel for muscles during exercise. If carbohydrate stores run low during exercise, the body uses up fat and protein to provide energy. A lack of carb stores can also decrease performance. From the 3 products in this presentation, Uncle Toby's Oats would be the most beneficial, having the highest amount of carbs, but all 3 products have similar carb content and would each benefit endurance athletes. Despite cereal being a beneficial breakfast for an endurance athlete, there are better options. These athletes benefit from a high-carb breakfast, and other breakfast foods have higher carb percentages and would provide the athletes with the 50 to 70% carb diet they are looking for. Cereals may work best in conjunction with other high-carb items.
Thank you for attending our presentation on the supermarket challenge of breakfast cereals.